This session is brought very much in conjunction with Catherine Moore of Spa Connectors. Thank you very much, Catherine. And it's entitled, How Can Spas Work with Brands to Launch Interesting Services and Reach New Customers? Let's look at brand collaboration.
Very exciting, thank you. So today we have a lineup of very savvy business leaders, and we're excited to be able to talk to you about brand collaboration. What we want to say is that having the right partnerships and the right brand collaboration can really help elevate your brand. And so we've brought together a group of women. Well, it's turned out that they are all women, fortunately. A group of women that are going to bring some great tips to you today to help you, whether it's pre-COVID, because this obviously has been happening for a long time, but post-COVID also. And what sort of tips can you do and apply to your businesses, whether it's a spa, wellness clinic, or what have you? And what can you do to help get some more credibility to your business by partnering with existing brands? And so I just want to introduce our panel. We have some great women, and let me start by introducing Aldina Duarte Ramos. She's the Global Director of Wellbeing for Accor. Aldina is a blue ocean strategist and focuses on strategy, execution, innovation, and concept integration. She's a visionary leader. She's renowned for her expertise in high-end wellness projects around the globe and is the Global Director for some beautiful brands from Accor. Thanks for joining us, Aldina. Aldina, I mean, some of these ideas I think could be easily taken to the hotels, especially with some of your brands. How do you choose what sort of collaborations you do? And is there anything exciting that you're working on now that you could share with us?
Actually, how do we choose and how did that start? It starts with an inspiration first, because you need to be inspired, right? And I'm sure you know the expression, food for thought. So if you're inspired, then you will get the idea. The idea, then it's the kick start. It's the idea to explore, then it's time to talk to the person that you are thinking about the project. Mm-hmm. Then you make it happen. And for us means testing, piloting. Because if you don't pilot, as we have such a network, a big network, with so many world zones involved, so many cultures involved, you cannot have only one test in one country or one city and then duplicate. It's not a copy-paste thing. So you need to pick up the right angle, the right story, because what people will be looking for, it's at the end of the day, and what we want, it's meaningful stories. So that's the way we create our partnerships with this inspiration, ideas, tests, and pilots. And with this strategy, we've been able to consolidate a very first approach with, for example, Les Mills for Pullman.
Yep.
Pullman brand is now focusing on power fitness. It's very strong, it's on performance. And we start building a relationship, a strong partnership with Les Mills. They're the #1 content provider in the world when it comes to sports and sports on demand. So it's really matching with the brand DNA. So that's the first example, Les Mills with Pullman.
Okay, so I've got a question. Actually, I've got two.
Yeah, okay.
First question, when you say you pilot these things, which is obviously important, how do you measure these pilots? Because a lot of these sorts of concepts or collaborations take some time to get traction. So how would you measure it and say that it's successful or not successful, and then decide whether to move it on to another? I think that's something that our audience would like to hear.
Yeah. So there are a few barometers for us to understand how it's successful. So how easy it is to implement is very important to us, because if you have a fantastic idea, but at the end of the day, it's a nightmare for the hotel to implement, it will never happen. Even the final guest is the judge. So we need to do everything we can to make it accessible, to make it understandable, so it's crystal clear, it's plug and play for the guest. And if everyone understands it, then it's easy, you know, and then the team can be proud of this new product. And with no guest feedback, there is no way that we can move forward. So we need to monitor this guest feedback. Then what's also interesting, depending on at level this collaboration is, but also we look at the revenue streams as well, depending on what we want to achieve with that. But revenue streams are also important.
Yep.
And also we look at brand image, of course. And what we want is to create meaningful stories at the end of the day. So we want this to match with the DNA of our brand. So this is also very, very important. Why we chose them was because we did share the same values, of course, but we wanted a strong partner able to support us all around the world. You know, we needed to count on the content all over the world. No surprises. Boom.
Yeah. Okay. So they've got that consistency, the credibility that you can rely on. Yeah, that's true. Aldina, can I ask you, you would have most of your, well, probably all of your spas globally closed at the moment. So I'm sure everyone's working on strategy and plans and so forth. So what does it look like for you when you reopen from a collaboration perspective? I know you've got the Les Mills collaboration happening. What else do you look at? You've got fitness. What about from a wellness perspective? Have you got anything in the pipeline that you're looking at now?
Yes, I mean, always mentioning Pullman, you know, we also have this program that is active nutrition, you know, so this is for Pullman, and we partner with nutritionists on site.
And so would that be a visiting practitioner or someone who's employed?
Yeah, we will have the regular chefs there that want to play the game. It's interesting for us to understand that not every chef is willing, to step this way. It took us a long time to understand, because we started this journey about the active nutrition, 6 years ago. And I did not understand first why it was so hard to dig in, because the chefs actually were not comfortable with that healthy message.
Yeah. So they want to use fat and butter and salt.
Yes, but it was very, very interesting. It was very interesting because we picked up the ones that wanted to address it. And then in other regions, we partnered with local nutritionists, and as well we started a relationship with this influencer called Sarah Hoey. With her we toured the world, and she's a Californian. She's a coach, she's a cancer survivor, and with her we just went to over 20 cities. We invited social media influencers everywhere we went. So this would, of course, contribute to brand awareness and drive the message of Pullman. But then to mention another example of well-being, it's also interesting for us to mention the collaboration with L'Occitane, with Sofitel, for example.
Tell us about that.
It's interesting because Sofitel, it's about effortless well-being. It's the message we want to convey. And with L'Occitane, the message was really fair. It was really fair and important. So we decided to step in that partnership, but not across the whole world. We decided to start with Mexico because, they have this fantastic new concept about sleep. And our full well-being strategy is based on sleep, on food, on sport and spa. So for Sofitel, we were able to address this sleep and spa through L'Occitane with this sleep and reset concept backed up with strong R&D research. So for us, it was very important to bring that to the table. So we have already L'Occitane in Dubai. We started in Dubai, Mexico as well. We have three in Asia, and we just signed the full contract, I mean, 1 month ago. So it's very interesting to see that from a well-being perspective, we have this very interesting partnership as well.
So why did you choose L'Occitane as a brand for Sofitel? Because I mean, I see L'Occitane in, you know, department stores, in duty free, and all those sort of things. I mean, that for me, that wouldn't be the first brand that I would associate with Sofitel.
Actually, now it's a bet for us. You know, we wanted to dive in their brand new image. We were convinced with the new face of the brand.
Okay.
And for us, it was very, very important. The Sleep and Reset program is really important to us. And also the message that L'Occitane conveys matches fantastically with French art de vivre, you know. So it's a way of expressing it to the Sleep and Reset.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I understand. We've got a question here that says, do you think that with the next trend of more domestic and regional audience traveling in hotels, it's time to partner with local or regional niche brands more than big names already implemented in many places? Or still a big name is the best business driver? Aldina, do you want to answer that?
We do not partner only with big names. We also have local initiatives, you know, and we select local brands as well. For Sofitel, it's exactly the strategy we are following. We have a big name that is, this name needs to have a French root. For us, it's important to the DNA of what we want. And then we pick up the best of the local. You know, so we have fantastic examples for that. In Asia, you have many brands. We have Itsara in Asia, for example. So yes, we definitely are looking for local brands.
I guess it's also about supporting local as well, right? You know, we're all struggling everywhere.
Yes. And I don't want to give the idea that we are collaborating with only big names, because that's absolutely not what we are doing. I just gave these examples for the sake of the conference.
No, of course. And we only have an hour. We could talk about this forever.
And also very important, we are big, but we don't copy paste. That's very important as well to understand. We have a big network, but we never copy paste.
Yeah, amazing.
Sometimes, you know, L'Occitane cannot be applicable in London, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. No, totally agree.
This is now we are partnering now with a new brand, a new French brand called Codage in London, Sofitel.
Oh, I love Codage. Great brand. But thank you so much, ladies. I've really enjoyed having a chat. Let's do it again another time.
Thank you,
Catherine. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.